You ever heard the story of the green crayon? If not, let me tell you. It was moving day for Linda, the 18-year-old girl who had finally gotten her own apartment. She was moving away from her parents' house, so she was looking over through the attic to find some of her things that she had not seen in a while. She found a box of her childhood toys. Among those toys was a box of crayons. She didn't think much of the box at first, so she just slipped it in her pocket to look over it later. A while passed, and she'd moved all of her things into her new apartment. Once she was done moving all of her stuff in, she noticed the box of crayons in her pocket once more. She opened the box and found something a bit strange, for all the labels of the crayons were scribbled over in green. She didn't know why she'd done this, other than perhaps green was her favorite color as a child, and maybe she wanted to look at it more or something. So she took out a piece of paper that she had bought recently for her printer, and then she decided to reminisce on the old days and draw a picture for herself. She'd made a beautiful landscape and everything. She went to reach for a crayon, and she decided, why not green? And so she reached for the green crayon, or what she could assume was green, because it was the stubbiest crayon, and she couldn't really see what it was, other than the fact that its label was scribbled over. She laid the crayon down onto the paper to start coloring, and then red came out of the crayon. She wondered, this doesn't look like the red crayon, she thought. And then she peered into the label of the crayon, and she realized, oh my, there is something very wrong with the green crayon. So she peeled back the label of the crayon, hoping for an answer, an explanation, or something, and then, oh my, for the crayon. It wasn't a red crayon, but a green crayon. What she saw when she peeled back the green label was truly unsettling. For the crayon, the green crayon, was covered in blood. She didn't know from what, she didn't know why. All she knew was that that was not natural. Strange things began to happen after this. She tried to put it out of her mind by reading a book, but then green crayons started coming up out of nowhere in conversation in the book. On TV, everywhere she went, all she saw, all she heard, everything was green crayons. So she went to throw the box away, hopefully to dispel this horrible plague of green crayons that she was experiencing, but when she went to the trash can, all she saw was green crayons. Everything. The trash can was full of green crayons. It was the most unsettling experience of Linda's life. So she went into the kitchen, and all she could think to do was pick up a knife and gouge out her own eye. But when she pulled the knife away from her left eye, she realized why this wasn't a knife at all. It was a green crayon. She put it down, scared for her life that she had just gouged out her eye, and with the very thing she was attempting to unsee, green crayon. So she called 911 for an ambulance or something, and then an ambulance came. They saw Linda, but she looked completely fine. There was no eye missing. There was no green crayons. They saw not one green crayon in the apartment. Even the box of crayons Linda had seen before was nowhere. But Linda felt the pain. This was all real to Linda. Linda was being tortured by herself. She was alone in this mess. For Linda was alone in life. In everything. In the green crayon hell that she was trapped in. For this was no normal day for Linda. This was personal hell for Linda. The end. Please like and subscribe. Woohoo.